All right, Bears fans, and as always, welcome back to the Bear Review. I do apologize for the lack of content recently. I ended up taking a long weekend with my wife just to enjoy a little bit of time away. But I'm back now and ready to break down my newest post-free agency NFL mock draft for our beloved Chicago Bears. Honestly, things have been buzzing in the Windy City this offseason, with the Bears making some serious moves in free agency. These moves give us a ton of flexibility heading into the draft, so my mock's going to focus on building a roster that's not just good now, but dominant for years to come. Let's dive right in. With the 10th overall pick, I'm handing the Bears a true offensive weapon. That's none other than Ashton Jeanty, the running back phenom from Boise State. This dude isn't just good, he's electric. In 2024, he exploded for 2,601 rushing yards, finding the end zone a whopping 29 times, and added another 22 receptions through the air. But let's get into the real juicy stuff. Jeanty was a human highlight reel, racking up a ridiculous 1,970 yards after contact, leading the entire FBS. He also forced an FBS leading 164 missed tackles. Over his 3 seasons at Boise State, Jeanty amassed 4,767 rushing yards, 862 receiving yards, and 56 total touchdowns. And let's not forget he also finished second in the Heisman voting this year to Travis Hunter. Strength-wise with Jeanty, you're getting elite contact balance, meaning he's a nightmare to break down. His vision is insane, and he's always finding the right gap to hit. Plus, he's a legit weapon with the passing game. While he did see a roughly 31% drop-off in his total targets from 24, he jumped back to 2023. We saw he was first in the FBS with 578 receiving yards, as well as PFF grading him out as first overall in total offensive grade with a 94.9 and a 91.6 receiving grade. If I had to knock Jeanty on anything, you can say he's a bit undersized for a cowbell back in the NFL, and he does need to be a bit more patient waiting for his blocks to develop. The latter, of course, can be changed with good coaching. Why do the Bears need him? Well, look, DeAndre Swift is a solid addition, but imagine pairing him with Jeanty, a true thunder and lightning combo in the backfield. Think back to Ben Johnson's Lions with Gibbs and Montgomery. That's the kind of potential we're talking about. All right, so let's move on. In the second round, pick 39, I'm snagging some serious protection for our quarterback, Caleb Williams. Now, I know I've spoken on the channel about him before, but I'm going again with Oregon offensive tackle Josh Conerly Jr. Having started 2 solid years at Oregon, last season, Conerly allowed a pressure rate of just 1.5%. That's good for 19th best in the FBS, and he ceded only 6 pressures. That's the kind of reliability we need on the line. Strength-wise, this guy's got amazing athleticism, quick feet, and provides excellent pass protection. Why do the Bears need him? Well, protecting Caleb is priority numero uno. Conerly gives us potential franchise left tackle, who could battle with Braxton Jones and Karan Abagaji, making our own line a fortress once you factor in the additions of Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, and Drew Dahlman. Okay, so we're staying in the second round and we're jumping to pick 41. I had the Bears adding some muscle to the defensive line with Darius Alexander from Toledo. Now Alexander's a force in the trenches, posting 40 tackles and 3.5 sacks in 2024. But check this out. He also had a pass rush productivity, or PRP, of 6.6, showing he can consistently pressure the quarterback. Strength-wise, Alexander brings explosiveness, great footwork, and a relentless motor to the D-line. He, however, does need to maintain a constant pad level and keep improving his technique. If you had to ask me why the Bears need him, you can never have too many guys who can disrupt the quarterback. Alexander brings versatility, athleticism to the defensive line, giving us valuable depth and a serious potential for impact. Okay, so moving on to round 3, we're at pick 72. This is honestly one of my, if not the favorite pick of the draft for me. I've been extremely high on this kid his entire career. So without further ado, I'm going to be adding some serious heat on the edge with Braden Swinson from LSU. So Swinson notched 58 tackles, 8.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles in 2024. What's more impressive is his pass rush grade of 90.3, and also his pass rush win rate of 22.1%, showing he's a legit threat to opposing quarterbacks. Swinson has made great strides in his career since transferring from Oregon. If anything, last year showed he had an instinctual pass rush ability with a diverse arsenal of moves and great length and leverage. If I'm going to knock on him for anything, he can struggle against power run schemes and needs to keep refining his block shredding skills. Why do I feel the Bears need him? Well, we have to find a running mate for Montez Sweat to really make our pass rush terrifying. Swinson can line up in multiple spots on the line, making him a versatile rotation piece with the potential to become a future starter. Now, Swinson is a guy I'll be doing a more in-depth look at later, so stay tuned for that video. Okay, guys, so we're into the 5th round now, pick 148. And this time I have the Bears grab Miles Frazier, offensive guard from LSU. Last season he earned a solid pass blocking grade on PFF of an 88 even, and from 2022 to 2023, he's played over 2,500 offensive snaps. Frazier brings a nice blend of size and power, and shows good awareness and position versatility. His pad level is a tad inconsistent, and will need to move his feet better as a puller. Why do I feel the Bears need him? Well, you can never have too much offensive line depth. Frazier brings SEC experience with the LSU Tigers and has the ability to play multiple spots on the line. While I see him more as a depth piece this season, he does have the ability to move up to a potential starter in the NFL, given proper coaching and enough time to develop. Okay, it's only 2 picks left. So we're now in round 7 at pick 233. This time I had the Bears taking Joshua Simon, tight end out of South Carolina. The 6'4" tight end tallied 40 catches last year for 519 yards and 7 touchdowns, with an overall receiving grading on PFF coming out to 72.9. Simon shows some serious athletic promise, which is worth at least taking a flyer this late in the draft. Like I said, strength-wise, he's athletic and has a nose for the end zone, tallying 16 touchdowns over the last 3 seasons. Honestly, this is a late-round pick, so he's going to be raw. He's going to need some time to develop. The good thing is we have Cole Kmet right now, who I think should have a rebound year under Ben Johnson. So this tight end depth piece doesn't need to be a world breaker at this time. But I do feel he could be a great number 2 behind Cole. Okay, guys, last pick, number 240. I originally had someone else pegged at this position, but I wanted to give a brief shout out to someone here. And this time I'm going with Coleman Owen, a receiver from Ohio University. This guy had a monster year, primarily playing out of the slot for Ohio, snagging 78 balls for a Ohio University record, 1,245 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns. Not bad, right? He's super productive with great hands and always finding the end zone. Now, granted, he's a bit undersized and is going to need to show that he can handle NFL caliber corners. Now, why do the Bears need him? We need wide receiver depth, baby. But here's something else, too. Like I said earlier, he played primarily from the slot. If I want to get completely accurate with you, he played 95% of his snaps from the slot in 2024. So I decided to take a look. Overall, he had 1,176 yards from the position. That's second in the FBS. 15.9 yards per reception, and a 7 even yards after the catch per reception. I had the privilege of speaking with someone who actually worked with him extensively when he was at Northern Arizona University, and I asked him if he could describe his play in 2 words. He said this: explosive and consistent. So there you have it, folks. My latest Bears mock draft. Overall, I feel this draft presents a balanced approach addressing both immediate needs and long-term potential for the Chicago Bears. The emphasis on offense, particularly with the selection of a dynamic running back like Ashton Genty, suggests a commitment to building a stronger run game in support of Caleb Williams. Prioritizing the offensive line protection with Josh Connerly is also a wise move, I believe, ensuring Williams won't be running for his life every dropback. The defensive picks of Darius Alexander and Brady Swinson aim to bolster the pass rush and add depth to the defensive line. I feel these selections indicate an understanding of the importance of a strong defense and a competitive NFC North. Late-round picks like Miles Frazier, Joshua Simon, and Coleman Owen offer potential upside, providing depth and competition at various positions. But hey, let's be real. This is all just potential at this point. The real test is how these guys develop and if they can bring that same fire to the NFL. But even if a few of these picks pan out, we're talking about a Bears team that's not only competing, but straight up dominating the NFC North. Overall, I'm cautiously optimistic and honestly pretty pumped about the direction things are heading. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Who would you have picked? Again, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more Bears content. And as always, until next time, bear down.